Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to episode 139 of the Story Stream. Yes, it is episode 139. I checked. I almost couldn't believe it that we're getting that high up in numbers. It is Friday, November the 5th. It is a beautiful overcast day here. Scattered clouds through which the sun keeps peeking, affecting the light in here. It's a bit dim now, but I have no doubt it's going to brighten up soon. How are you today? I hope wherever you are, the clouds part exactly the right amount to brighten your days. We are here to continue with episode 138, the story of Catarina Cake and Boris P. But before we get to that, I had something I wanted to share. I like sharing things here with you. And lately I've been thinking I didn't have all that much to share, but then I realized I have this on my desk. This amazing little sculpture of Korean food made by artist Eunsu Jong. Isn't that great? So it's a stone bowl bibimbap here. There is some soup, seasoned spinach. I believe that one's kimchi and that one's a cucumber salad. This one's probably bean sprouts, and I'm not certain what that one is. But I'm sure this has come up before, but I love anything in miniature, and this one particularly delights me. And it's putting me in mind of dinner. Let's get started on our story so that we can end in time for all of us to go to dinner. Are you ready? Episode 138. Let's see, we started on Wednesday with the prompt words cake, boulder, plant, and neon. And we had the idea we would tell the story of some sort of a magical cake, maybe a neon colored bean. We thought of writing a story with a character named once by our friend Ollie way back in episode, I think, 49 or 50. Ollie said Boris would be a great name for a P, and I agreed. And finally, we're putting Boris in the story. But after I wrote the story last night, or some point during writing the story, I was wondering if that Russian hat on Boris wasn't a bit too much. And by the end of the story, we gave him a fedora, and I felt that suit Boris a lot more. So I think we're going to change a few things in the story. But let's do that now. How are you? I always feel like these things, the introductions are rushed. I want to take my time with things like sharing art with you and also asking how you are. Are you ready? Let's start. Catarina Cake was enjoying a speed walk around the edge of Food City's dark oak forest. She did this every morning, 20 laps before breakfast. One morning, Catarina's walk was interrupted by an unexpected sight. Boris P. sat on a boulder, looking very concerned. "Is everything okay?" asked Catarina. "No," replied Boris. "I have a problem." He hopped down from the boulder. "My uncle Ivan has sent me a package." "How is that a problem?" asked Catarina. "Uncle Ivan's packages are always big trouble," said Boris. "One time he sent me musical bees. I opened the box in my kitchen. Those bees made their homes. Those bees flew out of the box and made their home in my cupboards." "At least musical bees don't sting," said Catarina. "Yes, but I cannot disturb their home. My soup bowls are full of larvae. I ate my dinner out of a pot," said Boris, "until the next package arrived." "Next package?" asked Catarina. "Uncle Ivan sent me dancing crabs," said Boris. "They moved into my other cupboard, the ones with my pots." "Oh no," said Catarina. "The bees sing all day, the crabs dance all night," sighed Boris. I eat at Joe's for every meal. There is no rest at my home. Let's hang his fedora on his bedpost right there. I brought this package out here so whatever is inside doesn't make its home in my cupboards, said Boris. Catarina walked up to the package. I think you're safe, she said. I don't hear any singing or dancing. In fact, I only hear a little rattle. Catarina and Boris opened the package carefully. Let's see, we have a duplicate page. You know, said Catarina, I think this package might be safe. Boris pulled the string carefully. Well, what do you know, said Boris. It's just a little seed. And that is where we ended on Wednesday. So, what do we have? We have Catarina and Boris in the morning on the edge of the dark oak forest, opening a package that could be full of anything. So a couple things occurred to me after I wrote this on Wednesday. One was this. Food City I want to set up as a town full of many, many characters. I would even love it if anyone watching would help me populate the town with their own characters. Something I hope we get to. But here's the thing. I didn't want to set it up so that each character was a personality type, like a character who's always grumpy, a character who's always hungry, a character who's always tired, you know, like the Smurfs, grumpy Smurf, greedy Smurf, and sleepy Smurf. That said, those were my favorite stories as a kid. When we started this story, and we had Catarina Cake and Boris P., I felt a little bit lost because I didn't know who these characters were. Having the idea of putting Boris into a fedora at the end gave me the idea that Boris is sort of a salesperson. Boris and maybe his partner, not his uncle, his partner Ivan, travel the world and send back interesting things. So that's one change I'd like to make. The second thing is we're not sure what Catarina's deal is. The fact that she speed walks every morning, maybe she's an exercising character. Or maybe she likes routine. Maybe she's a problem solver. Or a coach. Something like that. We'll have to figure those things out today. The other thing is this. As much as I like those singing bees and dancing crabs, and as funny as I think they are, that becomes what's called animal trafficking. There's a sad fact in our world that many animals get taken out of their natural habitats and sent to other places, either as pets or zoo creatures or performing animals, and that's actually a sad thing. So I can't think of a reason why Ivan would be sending bees from one part of the world to another. I can't think of a reason that wouldn't be problematic. So we might want to change that. But then what would the problem be? What could he get? I think this is a case where we need to do some sketches to sort of loosen up our imaginations. So let's do that right now. All right, so what's Boris P's deal? You know, the other thing is if Boris is a salesperson, we've never established any kind of a currency in Food City. Maybe that's Boris's store. All right, so maybe we change our story a little. Maybe this is what's going on. Maybe all right, I like some of this already. What if the things he got weren't dangerous or annoying in the sense of like bees or bees or dancing crabs? Maybe they were like perplexing. Maybe they were mysterious objects, like cuckoo clocks that put out ugly faces. Oh, no, maybe just perplexing. No, how about like clocks with many hands? Oh, how I wish there was someone online to help me with this. This would be such a fun thing to brainstorm with you. There is a tradition. I don't have the book. I never had this book. I would have to find it in the library. But I can find it and share it on Monday. That'll be fun. It's a Japanese tradition of useless inventions. But not in the sense like useless, like you can't use them, but useless in the sense that you don't need them. Like a pencil with an eraser built in right here, so that as you write, you erase what you write for secret messages you don't want anyone to read. Or there was a shoe with a brush on it, so that as you walked and got your shoes dirty, it would brush and keep your shoes clean. I need to find out what that is. We'll talk about that on Monday, but let's change the story to do that. So Boris can have a store where he likes to sell things, but every time he gets a package from his partner Ivan, it's always something weird that he can never sell. Let's do it. Okay. Thank you, Sketches. You saved the day. Catarina Cake was enjoying a speed walk around the edge of Food City's dark oak forest. She did this every morning, 20 laps before breakfast. It was her favorite time of day. The cool morning air. And the quiet murmur quiet murmur of the forest. Put her mind in tip-top shape. Catarina was a problem solver and liked being clear-headed. We're going to change this to be one morning. Catarina's routine interrupted by an unexpected sound. It's Boris P. He's behind the boulder. Came the sound of someone digging. One morning, Catarina's routine was interrupted by an unexpected sound. From behind a boulder came, she heard, from behind a boulder, she heard someone digging. Boris? said Catarina. What are you doing out here? Is everything okay? Asked Catarina. No, replied Boris. I have a problem. He stuck his shovel in the ground. Into the ground. My partner Ivan has sent another package. How is that a problem? Asked Catarina. All right, these, I think we're going to... goodbye, singing bees. We'll find a home for you somewhere. Somewhere in Food City. Okay, but we do need to decide. I think the sun is going down. Maybe get a little more light in that way. We have to decide what's going to be in this package. Any ideas? What would you put in this package? What would you find perplexing? What could you receive that just wouldn't make any sense? I like that sketch of the clock with many hands. Okay. How is that a problem? Asked Catarina. Ivan's packages are always trouble. Said Boris. He is meant to send me things. He is meant to send me things to sell in our shop. I don't want to spend too much time explaining that. How did I do it before? How is that a problem? Asked Catarina. Ivan's packages are always big trouble, said Boris. One time. Yeah, all right. Let's do that. Ivan's packages are always trouble. One time. He sent me a clock with 7 hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nobody's going to buy a weird clock like that. Another time, he sent me, well, I don't have anyone here to help me brainstorm what else he could sell, so let's use our random word picker. We need some nouns. We need some verbs in the noun, right? Let's do it. Let's see what happens. A verb. Attempt. No, that's no good. A sizzle. Okay. A sizzling what? A sizzling iron. But that sounds like it's useful. Something to make grilled cheese. But that gave me an idea. It gave me an idea. Another time he sent me a frying pan with a bell on it. Another time he sent me a dozen frying pans with bells on them. Who needs something like that? Should we grab one more ridiculous thing? Clock with 7 hands. A box of clocks with 7 hands. How does that even tell time? Nobody's going to buy a weird clock like that. Another time, he sent me a dozen frying pans with bells on them. Weird. All right, let's get one more thing via our word picker. Get a verb. Yank. A weed yanker? Let me write that down because I like that idea. But a weed yanker actually sounds useful. Let's go back to our verbs. Stretch. And a noun. Smoke. Stretch, smoke. That doesn't feel right. Sweat. Sound. Diamond. A stretchy diamond? Bone. Well, a stretchy bone would be a rubber bone. A dog might actually want something like that. But maybe like a rubber skeleton. All right, let's do this one last time. Stare. Glisten. Farm. Grasp. Swoon. Fishing rod. Well, a fishing rod would be funny. What did we had? We had glisten. We had glisten. Swoon. Okay, you can make fish swoon. How would you make a fish swoon? To swoon means to faint with great excitement. What would make a fish so excited it would pass out? A worm. Like the biggest worm it ever saw. The biggest, most delicious worm. So maybe like a fishing rod shaped like a worm? Rubber worms? You might make a fish swoon. In cartoons, chickens swoon when handsome roosters sing to them. So maybe something romantic for the fish. All right, where are we? Stretchy smoke weed yanker. How about something with that? What do you do with these things? Keep them in the back of the store, said Boris. But it's getting full back there ever since Ivan's last shipment. What was that? Asked Catarina. A dozen rubber worms. They sit there and stare at me. When I'm dusting the good merchandise. It's creepy and I can't stand it. A dozen neon pink, one-eyed rubber worms, said Boris. They sit there and stare at me when I'm dusting the good merchandise. It's creepy and I can't stand it. It does sound strange. Said Catarina. That's why I'm out here. I can't bear the thought of any more weird things in our store. So I was going to bury this box maybe I could help you. Maybe I can help you, said Catarina. How about this? Boris looked very upset. Catarina couldn't help but smile. Maybe I can help you, she said. You know I love to solve problems. Said Catarina. Let me open that package for you. I bet we can find someone who will want it. Let's do this. So, Catarina thinks she can help Boris. What could she do? I really don't know what her area of expertise is. She claims she can solve problems. Does that mean puzzles or what? Is she a creative thinker? What might she do? What might she do for Boris's predicament? Have I shown you my rubber cement? Ooh, the all-purpose adhesive, which I purchased for, careful, it's flammable, really flammable, which I purchased for pop-up books, but which I'm going to use on the back of this paper because my glue stick is presently out of glue. What do you do when you have problems? How do you feel about solving them? Boris's solution seemed to be to bury it out behind a boulder in the forest. But maybe you're a little more creative about your solutions. Okay, said Boris. But if no one wants it, it's going home with you. Deal, said Catarina. She picked up the box and shook it carefully. And I think I'm going to put to be continued. So, what is going to be inside this box? What do you think could be in there? I have no idea. There's been a few strange things. There's been clocks with more hands than seem necessary. There are frying pans with bells on them and 144 pink neon one-eyed rubber worms. We will decide what we do with this on Monday. So that's it for episode 129 of the story stream. I will be back on Monday when we'll pick up this story. Thank you so much for joining me today. And until I see you, take care and be well. Bye for now.